This may be a controversial topic, but it is something that should be discussed. Women that cavort with multiple sexual partners are retaining the DNA from those past sexual encounters, which, based on research, even affects the makeup of the children she has in the future. Thus, to some degree, it will even affect the characteristics of that child as well as personality, making the children possibly more susceptible to having the behavioral patterns similar to the men she had slept with. The amount of influence would logically depend on the length of the past relationships. Thus, the longer the relationship, the more deposits of genetic material in turn, making it more prominent within the woman's genetic structure. Although every man that has deposited his genetic material has an effect on the woman, whether she knows it or not. There were numerous articles regarding this subject, but they now seem to be being censored to some extent due to the climate of the times. Many articles have been removed not because of inaccurate data, it is being suppressed. Yet the true data shows to some extent that women retain and carry living DNA from every man with whom they have had sexual intercourse, and most obviously the ones that had full or partial vaginal ejaculation. According to a new study by the University of Seattle, at the Fred Hutchinson Cancer Research Center, this is a highly credible source and not some wonky study. The findings were discovered relatively by accident while looking for other data. They were originally trying to determine if women who have been pregnant with a son might be more predisposed to certain neurological diseases. This study found that female brains often harbor male microchimerism, or in other words, the presence of male DNA that originated from another individual, and are genetically distinct from the cells that make up the rest of the female's body. That means it came from a foreign male source and not in any way part of her own genetic makeup. According to the study, 63% of women, aged 37 to 59 that were tested, microchimerism were present in multiple brain regions. Yes, sperm is in multiple areas of the brain. The researchers wanted to know where the male DNA came from, and determined that the possible sources of the male DNA cells living in a woman's brains were either from an abortion the woman didn't know about, a male twin that vanished being reabsorbed and material transferred by maternal circulation, or the big elephant in the room, sexual intercourse. The first two theories are an attempt to distract from the highly probable and most likely source. Intercourse is the obvious choice, yet it shows how far they will go to protect women's right of sleeping around. Even if we are rational and give the other possibilities an option, then it only applies to a very small percentage of women. They couldn't possibly account for the 63% figure. Sex is the most probable cause. This has very important ramifications for women. Every male she has intercourse with, she will absorb spermatozoa that becomes a living part of her, actively expressing traits in her body throughout her lifetime. Yes, there are individuals trying to refute this study, but data is data. Trying to protect women's rights has got nothing to do with physical facts, and they still have the right to be as promiscuous as they like. They just should be informed about their physical nature.
This video is brought to you by Wise Onion Nutrition. Discover Zenfire, the world-class vitality and virility supplement. Ignite your inner youth and metabolism, ease your blood flow, and boost your heart health. Our unique synergistic formula of 20 high-quality ingredients will sharpen your cognitive clarity, supercharge nutrient transport, and bolster your energy levels. Experience the high micronutrient value, improved blood sugar control, and potent antioxidant power. Benefit from reduced inflammation, faster recovery, and total hormone balance. Revel in improved sexual function, anti-aging properties, and enhanced digestive health. Zenfire, your key to optimal health, no matter your age or goals. Try it and embrace the power of nature. Available now at wiseonionnutrition.com.
Another article from the Royal Society talks about how semen takes control of female genes, and that sperm and the DNA within, from past sexual partners, can still influence the child that she has with a more permanent partner later on in life. Sex can trigger remarkable female responses, including altered fertility, libido, eating and sleep patterns by the activation of diverse sets of genes. These genes are from past partners. This gives new meaning on leaving part of yourself behind. They discovered that a single protein found in semen generates a wide range of responses in many genes in females, which become apparent at different times and in different parts of a female's body following sexual intercourse. Lead researcher Professor Tracy Chapman from UEA's School of Biological Sciences said it's already known that seminal fluid proteins transferred from males during sex cause remarkable effects in females. including altered egg-laying, feeding, immunity, sleep patterns, water balance, and sexual receptivity. We here tested the effects of one enigmatic seminal fluid, protein, known as the sex peptide, and found it to change the expression of a remarkable array of many genes in females, both across time and in different parts of her body. That means it continues to live in the body and alters different makeups in the DNA and its expression, and additionally, within any offspring that she may have in the future. There were significant alterations to genes linked to egg development, embryogenesis, immunity, nutrition, sensing behavior, and unexpectedly phototransduction pathways by which they see it, showed that the semen protein is a master regulator, which ultimately means that males effectively have a direct and global influence on the behavior and reproductive system of the females. These effects seem to occur in most mammal species. It is an intriguing twist that the effects of these proteins favor the interest of males, while generating cost in females, resulting in sexual conflict. For example, there's going to be a kind of tug-of-war where males employ proteins to ensure that females make a large investment in their current group, family, even if that doesn't suit the long-term interests of females. Males have a long-lasting effect on reproduction within women, not only her body, her genes, and her biological makeup, but also that of her offspring. With this information, we must consider these aspects at a deeper level. If women retain genetic material from every sexual partner that they encounter, they actually open themselves up into taking characteristics of those individuals. So contemplate the ramifications of that for a second, because the DNA has been found in women's brains, which then can adjust their thinking patterns. But biologically, this most likely was meant to be. Biblically, it says a man must take a wife and become one. Thus, this intermingling has a genetic function, as well as a spiritual one. So is this the true underlying reason to have a virgin bride? Does this genetic intermingling makes it so that the two can truly become one? We do have to realize the emphasis is put on the woman as to choose the correct partner and to be loyal to her decision, especially for the process of procreation and allowing for the relationship to flourish. When women choose the wrong partner, it causes more negativity than just mental anguish. It can cause negativities that are embedded within them. If we analyze these results and add in the aspect of multiple partners, confusion is an inevitable outcome. They do say that the more partners a woman has had in her lifetime, it is less likely they can mentally be committed to one man later in life. Essentially, the genetic structure is so convoluted it changes aspects of thinking patterns and somewhat deletes the true bonding mechanism within them. If we look at the nature of society, at this point in time, this is quite evident. Women were given a genetic makeup towards maintaining the true structure of societal values. It has been said that the first phase of the destruction of a civilization starts with a sexual revolution, free love. This revolution, which ends up being detrimental to the woman, in turn, also affects the male offspring. I did see an article a number of years ago, which was referenced by David Suzuki, that women who are over-sexualized with multiple partners, the children that they conceived, have a higher chance of being homosexual. Could this be because of the aspect of multiple DNA strands affecting the woman herself, which then affect the characteristics of the child? If we look at it logically, homosexuals can't procreate, so the concept should have died out long ago, yet this behavioral demeanor continues to resurface and resurface and resurface throughout the ages. These are the thoughts that have to be considered. The framework of society at this point in time has totally eroded and must be brought back towards some sort of reasonable natural structure cohesive with our original state. Who you are intimate with does matter. When one has a sexual relationship, essentially, you are commingling your energy fields during the process, and their genetics are the physical structure of that energy field. The man projects a greater influence because he deposits the physical DNA, which is the physical form of his energy matrix. We can consider this as yet another aspect of epigenetics. If you liked this video, please like and subscribe to my channel. Thank you, and see you in the next one.